Hi folks, hope you're okay today. I just want to talk about logical positivism today. This was a philosophical movement that grew from the First World War in Austria, various Austrian intellectuals, and basically it took the ideas of Comet and from the 19th century, which was an emphasis on the importance of empiricism or empirical knowledge, and the analytical word studies of philosophers such as Bertrand Russell. And basically the idea is whatever aspect of language we study, it only has any real meaning if it can be verified empirically. And so that goes back to the 19th century where there was a big emphasis on the importance of empiricism, i.e. Any knowledge that is worth anything at all has to be empirically verified. I think that this kind of thinking, is pretty much dead and buried now. I think it's admitted that there are aspects of knowledge that we can't verify empirically but still has meaning and is knowledge. Um, we might not be able to say, for example, verify love empirically, but it doesn't mean to say it doesn't have any meaning, doesn't have any significance, and it is not knowledge because we can look at it how it's being used in cultures, we can look at it how the word is being used individually, how it's being used in literature, how it's being used in art, and so to slap an empirical iron dome round the word love and say it's not valuable because it can't be empirically tested is just narrow-minded to say the least. And so because of these problems that people were beginning to see that there were aspects of language that could not be verified empirically but yet still had meaning and significance and therefore must be some kind of knowledge, then it was seen to be a very narrow methodology. I think that people like Alvin Plantinga, who were philosophers, Christian philosophers, and even Antony Flew, who was very strongly in favour of that kind of philosophy at one time, who was an atheist, but became a deist. But there was a point at which Antony Flew challenged his own position of this kind of logical positivism and really shook the philosophical world when he got them to see that this was really narrow-minded. Now the problem is that this outmoded methodology is being used by skeptics and atheists and all sorts of weird and wonderful people who kind of want to attack religion and specifically Christianity. But it's an outmoded methodology. It's limited in its scope. It's limited in its perspective of understanding language. Language is much more complex, varied, and rich, and you can't just slap on an iron dome and incarcerate language in your own little empirical box and say, unless it fits my little empirical box, it is not relevant. It's just being dogmatic, and it's not taking into consideration the wider aspects of human experience.